Now, these babies were made in Maine, you know, at the little Ferguson factory. It's the Stradivarius of toilets. My dad could play it like a violin.
Excuse me here, Dad, but a toilet is a toilet.
Bud, the toilets today aren't worthy of the name. They come in designer colors, and they're too low. When you flush them, they make this little weak, almost apologetic sound. Not the Ferguson. It only comes in white. And when you flush it, bang, whoosh. Let's rock.
Thanks, Dad.
Can I get a whoopin'?
Whoa,
No Man presents, live from the nudie bar, the Married with Children podcast. And here are your hosts, Jerry, Justin, and Al.
That's right, guys. We're here. We're in the nudie bar. Bow whoosh. My name is Al, and I am joined by the guy who holds himself and hums, Jerry. What's up, Jerry?
I'm still trying to figure out, like, when you're sleeping and you're holding yourself and humming, like, what is going on in your head?
You gotta tell us.
No, I don't know, because I'm sleeping and I don't remember anything, so I'm asking, what do you think is going on with that head? Like, who holds himself and hums? Like...
You and your buddy, from what I could tell. I'm sure he's doing it because he's just reminiscing about wearing that clapping hat.
Oh, man. Really? You had to bring that up. You want to start this episode bringing up that hat. You want to just...
If you wore that hat, you're going to tell me you wouldn't be sitting in a corner in the fetal position just humming and shaking?
Well, it's either that or it's because I ate a piece of Peg's three-legged chicken.
Hey, listen, that was from Chernobyl Farms. Don't be too hasty here.
Don't be too hasty.
I mean, chickens, I think it's normal to have flippers. Then they could swim, and the beauty is if they're walking through the woods and they get caught in a bear trap, they could pull their leg off and it'll actually grow back.
And who do you know that can feed a whole family of four for 33 cents?
32 cents, and it's Peg Bundy.
Can I get $70?
What for? Why do you need exactly 70? That's what I want to know. How do you know?
Look, so there's this lottery, right? And I've got this system. It's all figured out. And I will make you the deal of a lifetime. You give me 70, and if I win, I will pay you back.
That's it. So you could win $60 million, and you'll pay me $70 back as a return favor for making it possible for you to win the $60 million. That makes total sense, just like, how about I give you money, and then I go buy Chinese food on the way home. I mean, this logic is just stellar.
Says the guy who, along with JP, stole my credit card and bought a laptop and a watch.
Wow, you still remember that?
Doesn't anyone want breakfast? I have an egg and some M&Ms. I can make an omelet.
No thanks, Peg. I'm still pleasantly nauseous after last night's feast of the three-legged chicken.
We're talking about Dump of My Own. First aired January 8th, 1989. So this is the first episode of 1989 on Married with Children. The last one we reviewed, the camping show, that was December 11th, 1988. So now we're finally in 1989, 2 years into this. This episode was directed by Jerry Cohen, and it was written by Michael Moyer, Ron Levitt, and Ralph Farquhar is back. Al decides to build a spare bathroom when the upstairs toilet floods one too many times. I remember thinking that I didn't like this episode very much. I remember I was like, going back to it, I gotta say, this is easily the most bizarre episode of Al Bundy to date. I mean, like, you know, I never really thought of doing a chronological exploration of this show, but now that we are, we kind of get to see progressions better. I used to just, you know, watch any random episode. And this is where Al seems like a crazy person.
Yeah, I was a little put off by this episode. It's just really out there, and I mean really out. Like, Al's obsession with the bathroom, you thought was just him wanting to get away from the family, because who's going to bother him in the bathroom? If his feet smell, I can't even imagine what else smells. But then you go into this whole, like, him and his father thing, and it is just abnormally disgusting. Even Bud's mullet was trying to leave the set.
It shows us that Al is mentally irregular. I didn't know what to make of it because he almost seems even too weird to be cool. It's almost that fine line, like, yeah, it's cool that Al's in his own little world and he has this whole thing that he doesn't care, nobody knows nothing about, and he's like in this I don't even know what you call what he's into. Like this.
It's like if you found out the Fonz like eats glue in his spare time.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, bro, I looked up to you. The leather jacket, the hitting of jukeboxes, the too cool for everything. You jumped a shark, mate. You jumped a shark.
Right.
But at home, you're putting, like, Elmer's glue on your hand, waiting it to dry, peeling it off, laughing that you can see your fingerprints, and then eating it. And now I know about this.
That's what it was sort of like. Like, Al didn't seem very cool in this episode. It was kind of weird. I definitely, don't worry, this will not be a bash fest of any kind, but it's a bizarre episode, but it starts off really strong.
But here's the thing. It also kind of tells you it's about to get weird. Like an egg and M&M omelet.
Yeah, well, that is even fine to me. Like, to me, that's just Married with Children.
Well, what about Peggy actually offering to make food?
That was weird, but I guess the way they counteract that is, well, they have to eat. So no one's going to believe that these people, I mean, they don't look like they just walked out of a concentration camp, right? So,
yeah.
Like, they have to be eating. We have to address the fact that they're eating something. But what we have to do is make Peg, like, the most heinous cook alive.
Do you ever notice for this, they, like, the way they do this is, like, there's nothing about food for a while, or it's just them talking about lack of food. Then out of nowhere, they have, like, Peggy involved with food, like, 2 or 3 times, like, back to back to back. Because, like, with this episode, we start off with the egg and M&M omelet. Then you found out she undercooked a 3-leg chicken that night before. Like, and it's like they're trying to remind you, you know, hey, Peggy does make food for them, but this is just your reminder. We're not going to remind you for the next 3 episodes. So pay attention.
Right. Well, it starts off incredibly strong. We start off with a 3-legged chicken that she cooked. The reason it's so ghetto is because it's 32 cents for an entire chicken, and it's from the Chernobyl farms.
Why would you buy a chicken with 3 drumsticks?
Well, it costs 7 cents a pound. The one with 2 legs cost $1.19 a pound. Excuse me for thinking of our bank book instead of our health.
Didn't you think that just maybe there was something wrong when the label said Chernobyl Farms? Hey, how many chickens have flippers?
Don't blame me for that. I just thought it was an extra head. You liked it, didn't you, Bud?
Well, it was tasty, but hard to eat. I mean, every time I cut a piece off, it would grow back.
Hey, can't somebody get Kelly out of the bathroom? I'm a little queasy. I'm still trying to pass a beak.
Everybody, I feel like, should know what Chernobyl is, but if not, it's Chernobyl is a radiation accident, basically. The initial accident took place on April 26th, 1986, so one could argue too soon for this joke.
It kind of is, considering that this joke is not talking about the people that died that day,
right?
Which is actually not that many, but the people who are now affected because of the chemicals for the next, 20, 30 years.
Whether through birth or the birth of the animals since then. So this, Married with Children came out in April of 87. So that's, I guess we're going almost 2 years now. They decided to pull it out. But like Jerry's saying, this is the people affected. So it took like a year for people to be born or whatever with these kinds of problems or animals. Now, if you look up Chernobyl Animals, it's a most fascinating thing. And just click on images. Like, there's goats with 8 legs, and there's I looked up chicken with 3 legs so I could post it on our Facebook group page. So that's cool. And I found one. And but there's like a lot of like sheep with heads, like their face is split and went off into 2 different directions, and they're both fully formed, things like that. But it killed 28 people when the explosion happened, and it happened during a routine test. The reactor number 4 at the plant in Pripyat, Ukraine, which was then part of the former Soviet Union. The plant just, I guess, blew up, and all the radiation spread. And it just, if you look on a map too, you'll see it really covered a lot of ground that was contaminated with radiation.
Yeah, and it was a level 7 event, which, in case you don't know, that's the highest level. We've only had 2 of those ever happen, the Chernobyl one, and then back in 2011 in Japan, you had the Fukushima? I think that's how you pronounce it. Nuclear disaster.
Right.
So, I mean, there's only been 2. The Fukushima one wasn't quite as bad as for like long-term effects, just because we have more preparation, we have more time. The one in the USSR, like, they were doing a routine safety thing. How do you screw up that bad doing your safety test? Like, this is why you're supposed to have safety tests.
Yeah, so this doesn't happen.
They tend to make jokes about things that we all commonly know about, but we maybe don't know like everything about it. Like, if you say Chernobyl, everyone knows what you're talking about. They have an image in their heads, but then when you start looking more into it, you realize like how deep it can go.
Right. And why these like jokes are relevant. That's the whole thing. We're kind of like pressing pause and stopping and seeing where it's all coming from. That's the point of, looking a little deeper into episodes. And, this podcast, obviously, mostly just so you should be having a good time. But it never hurts to learn something.
Next.
Oh, you.
That's me, Dad. I have to stud myself up for school.
Oh, so you'll be needing your smoking jacket with matching blue Pampers.
Girls like me. They do.
So, what's for lunch today, Mom? Leftover chicken tumor?
I'm hurt. I feed a family of 4 for 32 cents, and all I get is grief. I am trying to save money for the more important things for this family. Can I have $70 to play the lottery?
Can't I just give you 70 cents for some prime rib?
Oh, please, Al. The jackpot is up to $6 million, and I have a system. I know I can win.
Well, leave Daddy alone, Mom. He works hard for his money. Dad? Could I have $100 for a python? I need one for the school talent show.
$6 million in the lottery. She doesn't have Tubro yet to rub. So instead she needs to borrow $70 and just try her luck. Kelly wants
Whoa. She's not trying her luck. She has a system.
Oh.
I don't know what the system is because they don't tell us, but she has a system.
Can I say that I thought that the B storyline of this episode was not that great?
What are you talking, her lottery thing?
Yeah, and it culminates in her stealing Al's tools to buy tickets.
I actually kind of like it. It reminded me of Al trying to get the money for the horse race.
Okay.
It was kind of like an opposite of that. But my biggest problem is, and I wasn't going to bring this up because I'm trying to like push like that realism out, but I was like, for a family that's supposed to be poor, you should not be trying to spend $70 in lottery.
Yeah, $1 is enough.
That is so irresponsible. Like, every once in a while, I'll like do a scratch off just for the hell of it.
Right.
But I would never just throw away $70.
little does Peg know, there's really no point in doing that. You don't increase your odds really at all by spending $1 or $70. Having one ticket is almost the same as having 70. Like, the odds really don't get any better. You're pretty much wasting your time. Now, a person can say, well, that doesn't make any sense. Of course, because if this number doesn't work out, this one can, or that one can, or this one can. Yeah, but out of all the combinations there are, it doesn't increase. Like, if you do the math,
it increases it by like 0.0000000000003 more zeros, 1%.
So it's not worth spending $70 in one drop to do it. That's the point. Like, there's no reason to do that. If you're buying one, you're as good as good.
Yeah, it serves the same point if you like just stood there at the gas station and convinced people not to play. Mm-hmm. It would do the exact same thing. Instead of you adding another number, you're taking another number out.
So you got 70 people to not play the lottery. That's not helping you any, really.
Yeah.
So Kelly wants a python for a talent show. That would be interesting.
Okay, when you heard that, what did you think she was going to do at the talent show?
I hope you're not going there.
Well, you remember Wayne's World?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wayne, this thing weighs a ton.
That's what I thought, that she was going to do like an exotic dance with a snake.
It looks great on you. That's funny you say that, because Tia Carrere does make an appearance on Married with Children, and she was the one wearing the python in Wayne's World.
Oh, really?
And Al Bundy is in Wayne's World, too.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's all yours, Dad.
Well, it's about time. The man who goes to work, who pays the bills, finally gets to enjoy the fruits of his labor. Stand back, kids. Let Daddy show you how it's done.
Oh, and you might want to put on your galoshes.
Oh, no.
Yup. She's rising like the mighty Mississippi. Now, from what I can tell, either you or Mom must have tried to flush Kelly's report card down the toilet. Oh, no. Did I let the F's out of the bag?
Al, she's failing again.
Who cares? I've got a chicken pecking its way out of my body.
So, the toilet is clogged because Kelly flushed her report card down the toilet. Why just throw it out in a dumpster as you're walking home from school? That would be too
why
easy.
even bring it home? If you're not going to have them sign it, why even bring it into the house?
Yeah. Well, she's not good at this anyway. Doesn't she? She tapes report cards under her bed. She flushes them down the toilet.
The joke is good because it comes from Bud. But when you think about it, you're just like, Kelly, seriously, how do you remember to breathe?
So, Al and Peg, once, little behind-the-scenes things that we didn't know about before, when they were house shopping for that house they live in now on Jeopardy Lane, the other houses that were in their price range were all on fire.
Except for that one lovely house with no kitchen.
That's the one Peg wanted. Now, Al wants to go to another planet. What planet is that?
Ooh, Jane's Mansfield.
Yeah. So Jane Mansfield, her real name is Vera Jane Palmer, and she was a blonde, of course, and an actress, theater and television, and she was also a nightclub entertainer, singer, and one of the early Playboy Playmates. And Hugh Hefner died a couple weeks ago, so that's it's cool because we get actual two Playmates. Well, we didn't get her in this episode, just to mention, but in the next episode we get an actual Playmate. So that's two in a row around the time he died. She was a major Hollywood sex symbol of the 50s and early 60s. She was also known for her personal life and publicity stunts, wardrobe malfunctions. Like, she's no Janet Jackson, but there's this famous picture of her and Sophia Loren. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, where they're at the table?
Yeah.
And she's bent over?
Yeah, she's bent. She came over to Sophia Loren, who's like a legit actress. And so is this girl, I guess, but she's more sexual about everything. She's she does a lot of nude stuff.
Yeah, well, she was the first major American actress to do nudity in movies.
Right.
Like ones where it wasn't just like we got model from off the street. Like, she was a legit actress who ended up doing them.
Yeah, she was in movies like The Match Game, The Wild Wild World of Jane Mansfield, Spree, and The Girl Can't Help It. That was her big movie. So look her up and see why Al wants to live there. She's pretty hot.
She's hot for the 50s.
Yeah,
Did you ever look at all the titles she won in beauty pageants?
No.
All right, listen to this. She has gone and won all of these. Miss Photo Flash, Miss Magnesium Lamp, Miss Fire Prevention Week, Miss Gas Station Queen, Miss Bawoosh Queen,
Miss Cherry Blossom Queen, Miss Third Platoon, Miss Blues Bonnet of Austin, Miss Direct Mail,
Miss Electric Switch, Miss Filler Up, Miss Nylon Sweater Queen, Miss One for the Road, Miss Freeway, the Hot Dog Ambassador, Miss Geiger Counter, Best Dressed Woman in Theater, Miss 100% Pure Maple Syrup, Miss July 4th, Miss Texas Tomato, Miss...
Okay, any more people are going to wish they missed this episode.
Yeah, Miss Orchid, Miss Potato Soup, Miss Lobster, Miss United Dairies, and Miss Chihuahua. And out of all of those, I only made up one.
Bawoosh. Oh, you son of a...
But all those other ones are real.
Wow, that's amazing. That'd be cool if she actually won a Toilet Bowl award and it was mentioned here.
I'm surprised she didn't after I thought someone was messing with me.
Now, much like when you were reading that list, another person who should really stop talking is Al, when he gets so into this Ferguson toilet bowl. So Al gets this Ferguson toilet bowl. It's the king of bowls, and it's made in Maine. Al visited the factory with his dad when he was a kid. The sad truth about this whole thing is that there actually is a Ferguson Enterprises. It's a toilet and plumbing supply company, and it has franchises all over the United States and has been in operation for more than 63 years. However, its headquarters is based in Virginia, unlike the one here where Al says it's in Maine. Here's where Al gets weird.
Stand back and feast your eyes on this.
Is it just me, or is that a toilet?
Not just a toilet. A Ferguson. The king of bulls. Bud, sit down. Let me tell you the story of the Ferguson. Now, these babies were made in Maine, you know, at the little Ferguson factory. It's the Stradivarius of toilets. My dad could play it like a violin. Yep, I'll never forget the time my dad took me on a trip to Maine to visit the factory. I had to go to the bathroom, and I begged him to pull in a truck stop. He said, no, wait till we get there. It'll be worth it. It was.
Excuse me here, Dad, but a toilet is a toilet.
Bud, the toilets today aren't worthy of the name. They come in designer colors, and they're too low. When you flush them, they make this little weak, almost apologetic sound. Not the Ferguson. It only comes in white. And when you flush it, whoosh. That's a man's flush, Bud. But Ferguson says, I'm a toilet. Sit down and give me your best shot. Oh, if only a Ferguson could speak the tales it would tell. Now I've got one of my very own. Yeah, I just wish Dad could be alive.
I'm just so weirded out. Or like when I think Kelly says it, she's just like Bud says it. A toilet is a toilet. The face he makes,
right,
is so exaggerated. I'm just getting weirded out. He's like
this must be the writers. Like, okay, how can we act passionate about a toilet bowl? What can we possibly say? They just went. I don't even know how Ed O'Neill kind of sold this, or I'm not even saying he sold it. I'm saying it's just weird and creepy. It's not even relatable or funny. You know, normally when Al, even when he's obnoxious, like he relates to somebody and we could kind of get in on the joke. At this point, I think even his biggest fans are just like, ew, What now?
Yeah, he's over here like, I wish my dad was alive. Really? You wish your dad was alive to see you bought a toilet?
Right. And like, okay, let's put it this way. Al is so odd in this episode that would you even show anyone this episode, or would you save it for like the very last based on his behavior?
I would not show them this episode. I would not recommend it. I wouldn't even talk about this episode.
Right.
I would just be like, yeah, you're gonna see this episode. When they bring it up, then I'll be like, oh yeah, that episode. We don't talk about that episode.
Yeah, I think this is why I didn't like it when I was a kid, and I never really put it on. I think maybe I subconsciously remembered all this oddness, and I just thought it was just too focused on a toilet, which couldn't pull out too many jokes. They pulled out a lot of jokes. I'm just not sure they were funny, and Al's behavior is just too much for me.
I think there were a lot of good jokes, but I don't think any of them involved the toilet. Like, when Kelly came home and Peg was like, how was school? She was like, oh, good, reading, adding, false alarms, principal's office. You almost don't even catch it.
Right.
Like, it's really good, but you don't catch it because literally the next thing is I got a toilet bowl just like old dad.
Yeah. But the visual of Al sitting on the toilet in the living room, it's indescribable. I'm not sure if it's funny or just weird or what have you. I don't even know what I feel about it. I just remember looking at it. I think I did laugh. I'm not sure if I was laughing with him or at him, though.
I did. I don't think any of the toilet jokes made me laugh. There was one that was in the same room as a toilet, but none of the toilet jokes made me laugh. It was just really weird, creepy, and sad all at once.
But family, I'm going to realize my second dream. I'm going to build a bathroom. The greatest bathroom in the world. And I want you to know something, all of you. Nobody uses that bathroom but me.
Honey, how can we afford a new bathroom? As it is, we give the kids candy and tell them it's vitamins.
No more vitamins for a while, kids. Don't worry, it won't cost much, because I'm going to build it myself.
And how would Peg know that a bathroom would take 3 weeks to build for a child? I guess she just made up that joke because there are times when that joke really works on Married with Children. Like there's a point when Al and Jefferson go to build like a table, like a workbench or something like that, and it says how long it's supposed to take, and then like the camera pans, it's her and Marcy, and then she says, well, it says here it should take 2 hours. And then Marcy goes, well, it's been 2 hours. And then you hear, at last, or something like that. Then they pan across and go, we opened the box.
Well, what? 2 hours to open the box?
Yeah, like that's when it's funny.
I don't know. I think they said, she said, oh, well, the manual said it would take 3 weeks.
Manual for what, though? Building a bathroom?
That's what I remember. I was like, there wasn't a manual. Like, where did you... Like, she said something about a manual or the instructions, and I'm like, what instructions? What manual?
Yeah, there is no manual to build a bathroom. You just lay down tile, you put a wall up, you paint it, you do whatever you want, put a sink in, put a mirror in. But if you're Al, you don't put a...
You don't put a sink in. This is a man's bathroom.
So, Al, again, Steve walks in...
With his Nazi sweater.
And also there's a huge continuity error in the layout of the Bundy house. That door that's right next to their closet, which is right next to their front door.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be the entrance to the garage. But when Steve opens that door and walks in, you can see, and also when Peg does it later, you could see this like narrow paneled wall, like hallway behind him. And what you're supposed to see behind him is that desk with that sun clock above it that Chris likes.
Oh, interesting. So I guess they those are two completely different, like those sets are not connecting.
Right. I could see that, I guess. It is what it is. But it's just... you always hate when that illusion's broken, I guess, So Steve walks in, and Al is sitting there like a weirdo rubbing, I hope, at least 2-ply toilet paper on his face. And I just don't know.
Well, you know what? It is like later on in season 8 or something. Which one was Please Take My Wife, the Halloween episode? Like, I think it was season 8. There's a scene in that where Kelly and Bud are rubbing their face on toilet paper because they're like, no, this is the good stuff. Feel.
Right, and Kelly knows it's 2-ply.
Yeah, so I mean...
Oh, no, they're trying to figure out which it is.
And they ask for their dad. Dad would know. Why isn't he here? Now we know how he knows. He is a toilet paper expert. He sits in weird places and rubs toilet paper on his face. Man, they were setting up jokes early.
Yeah, wow, you're pretty good, man. That was season 8, episode 7.
Bam, look at that.
Wow, you're becoming an expert already. Amazing.
That's the episode we reviewed on Kill the Cast.
Oh, I know. And look, it landed you here in the nudie bar.
Watching a grown man rub toilet paper on his face.
Lucky you. So, yeah, this is Al's by far weirdest episode, and I've seen them all. And I think they abandoned this kind of like, okay, we went too far. Let's dial it back. Al could be cool and weird at the same time.
Oh, hi, Al. I was just cutting through here to go home.
No, hang on a second there, Steve. I want to ask you something. What do you think so far?
It's a dream, Al. Yeah, many's a time I'll be sitting in my bathroom wishing I could look at my car.
I detect a little green-eyed monster sneaking into your voice there, Steve. Come on, you can be honest. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Al, I don't see any area marked off for a sink.
Hey, this is a man's bathroom. You know how when you have to share a bathroom with a woman, and, well, in my case, Peggy, you get nylons on the shower rod, you get Nair where the toothpaste should be, a bottle of vinegar lying around. I mean, what are they doing there? Make a salad? Well, not in my bathroom, Steve. My medicine cabinet, I'm just gonna have guy stuff. You know, Rolaids, milk and magnesia, Tums, my razor.
Why do you need a razor when you don't have a sink?
Well, it's not for shaving, Steve. It's for peace of mind.
Now, is he implying a razor to slit his wrists?
Yes, he is implying that he's going to kill himself.
Okay.
There are some jokes in this scene that I actually do where I like the 4-roll dispenser.
That's funny.
That's funny when the bomb hits, when the bomb drops, I'm set. I like the gun rack over the toilet. I thought that was hilarious, But
what's he going to do with a gun rack? He doesn't even own a gun, let alone many guns that would necessitate an entire rack.
Oh, shut up. Oh, my God. Oh, but here's the thing. What's wrong with that scene?
Steve shouldn't be happy that he has a gun.
No, Al wrote with his right hand. Al's left-handed.
Oh.
Because O'Neill is actually left-handed, but he wrote it with his right hand.
What was he writing again?
The word gun.
Oh, wow. That's weird. I guess Al Bundy is right-handed then.
No, Al Bundy writes multiple times with his left hand.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, so that's why it's weird that he just randomly wrote with his right hand in this episode.
Now, Al says something about how women always have vinegar in their bathroom. It's actually apple cider vinegar is what it should be, because that helps fight off toxins and bacteria that cause vaginal odor. You could drink this, you could bathe in it, but that's why women are with the vinegar for their...
Well then, I guess we know something that's in Peggy's bathroom, and that's really weird. This whole episode is weird. I want my money back.
That's what I'm saying, man. This
is not like here's the thing, and I'll get into it later. It's not a bad episode. It's not.
No.
It's just so weird. I didn't even catch that vinegar thing. Explain this joke to me. Peggy gives Marcy the chicken and says, "Don't put it near a clock." What does that mean?
I was thinking, my instant thought was like a cuckoo clock, like a chicken comes out of it. So maybe he would react.
My thought, and I to me, I think this is too smart of a joke, is it's a joke on atomic clock. Don't put the Chernobyl chicken by the atomic clock.
I don't know. If anybody knows, and give us a real answer. Don't tell us what you just think. Don't do, because we're already doing that.
We needed another version of Suey.
Yeah.
Everyone tell us how we're wrong.
Oh, gosh.
How did we not know that? How did we?
I guess you got to live in a different place. Apparently not New Jersey or Alabama.
Yeah, like, I legit did not. I should know that. I'm from the South. I should know that. But maybe it's like a wasn't it? But here's the thing. People from Australia were, like, telling us.
I know. Here's a good part. See, now, I didn't like the tools being stolen. I thought a good joke was how Peg says that she already sold Al's organs of his body. I guess he was going to, I don't know if he, was going to donate him or something, but she already had him pre-sold to people.
Anyway, Marcy, I just know my lottery numbers are going to come up, and I just need $70 to play. So what do you say, Mars? You lend me the $70, and if I win, I'll pay you back.
Let me be honest with you, Peggy. I once loaned money to a friend, and that person never paid me back. I never said a word about it, but I harbored a deep resentment. And it strained our relationship to the point where the very sight of that person made me sick.
You're kidding. What a lowlife. Who was it?
It was you, Peggy.
Oh. How'd you like to have the rights to Al's organs after he dies? Sound good? Oh, no, I can't do that. I hawked those the other day for a tank of gas. But, I think I have a spleen left.
No, but thank you. We have so many knickknacks already, it would just be one more thing to dust.
So now the lottery is up to $21 million as this episode goes on. All right, well, I rewound this episode 2 times. I just couldn't, my mind, I don't know if I couldn't focus or what, but can you explain to me why Al kept turning off the lights every time he worked on the bathroom?
I thought that was a joke on him saving money to use it towards that because, he wasn't giving them allowance anymore. And Kelly was like, do you think blonde hair just grows on heads? So I think it was a joke on that because, that's the only thing that makes sense.
Okay. So, like I said, Peg was stealing his tools that, she could have stolen anything else at this time, but she decided to take the things he's actually using to build his bathroom and sell them for money for the lottery. And this is also the first appearance of Al's purple plaid shirt, which they just have him wearing constantly, like in the later seasons, like in the last 4 seasons. In my memory, it feels like that's all I ever see him in, but I'm sure it's not true.
I got a question for you.
Yeah. When
Bud and Kelly are arguing because Bud does the whole, you don't need records, Kel, just chant the words, Satan, Sam, squeeze, whatever. She tells him to eat Dad's socks, and he replies, eat his shoes. And then the other big Fox show, The Simpsons, does eat your shorts. Has eating other people's clothes always been an insult? I've never once in my life told anyone to eat some article of clothing. And you also have the saying, I'll eat my hat.
Right.
Have you, in your real world life, ever heard anyone actually use a eat article of clothing line?
No.
I haven't either.
I think that was just something that was allowed to be said on television.
I guess, because you can't say eat a dick.
Yeah.
Say eat my shorts.
Right. That
would make sense.
Yep. So the lottery is now up to $60 million, and Peg is still going at it. Bud's skateboard was stolen. It's a good thing he got 2 of them. He got one. One was in father load, and one was, I think, somewhere else. And
didn't he? When was the other time he went shopping with Peggy and got one? Was that father load?
See, I'm thinking it was. Maybe, I don't know. They kind of blend
they start blending together at a certain point.
Yeah, but I remember one of our issues with that one episode is that he just got a skateboard 2 episodes ago, and now he has a new skateboard.
Yeah, but here's more examples of why this episode's funny, but none of it deals with the toilet. Bud was on fire when he was talking about gang banging the sink he stole his dad's tools and invited girls over
Oh,
so they
yeah.
could fix the sink. Hilarious. Peg telling Kelly that I think you're old enough to know this. Yes. About their life. This is their life.
Right.
Like, it's funny. Or I guess this one's kind of toilet related. I was like, people hear you have a Ferguson and they think you have money.
Yeah, that was funny.
But then Peggy's response, people think you have a husband, they think then you have sex.
Sex, right.
Like, I was just like, this is really good. And then Al's walking away and he's like, what happened to his tools, copper tubing, towels, manhood? Like, there are really good jokes.
Let's say I get the camera and we each pose for a picture with the bull.
Oh, can I stick my head in it, please?
You just wise-guyed yourself out of a picture, young lady. Who's first?
Al, we are living like Okies. Can you please finish that bathroom?
Hey, I'm in the home stretch now. I would have been done already, but something keeps happening to my stuff. Bud, did you take my adjustable wrenches?
Yeah, Dad. You're on to me. I've been having these wild parties. I've been inviting girls over, and we turn the lights down real low, and we gang fix the sink.
Kelly!
Oh, come on, Dad. Look around. If I was going to steal anything, it certainly wouldn't be from this house.
Yeah, that must be the neighbors. You know, people hear you got a Ferguson, they think you got money.
Yeah, well, people hear you got a husband, they think you have sex.
Say what you will, Peg, you won't bring me down. This bowl has given me a natural high. Button up, kids. I'm going back to work. I just wish I could figure out what's happening to my tools and my copper tubing and my towels and my life and my manhood.
But then there's jokes that fall flat, and I want to know if this joke worked on him.
Okay.
When the lights go off and they start singing the Flintstones, did you laugh or did it fall flat?
I probably just went, huh.
Flintstones, we're the Flintstones, we're the Monsters family.
I thought it felt flat, and I was also just kind of like, really, that them singing the Flintstones? Like, Farquaad, like, really wrote some out there stuff for this episode.
Yeah, we should...
Like, we could have made a list of just, like, all the weird and out there and makes no sense. Like, this is the Twilight episode of Al Bundy. Like, if they were, like, in a world where Al Bundy is obsessed with toilets. And then just all this weird shot-out humor.
Hey guys, this is Al. The three of us here at No Man love doing the Married with Children podcast, and we can only do it thanks to your support through patreon.com/marriedwithchildrenpodcast. What's that? You don't know what that is? Well, let me tell you. There's a huge amount of stuff you'll find at patreon.com/marriedwithchildrenpodcast that you won't find anywhere else. Do you want to hear a season wrap-up show for seasons 3 through 11, which won't be available in the regular feed as we continue to work our way down the line? Want access to all of our bonus content? Basically, that means anything besides the reviews of the episodes themselves. Future exclusive interviews, Married with Children comic book specials, reviews of movies starring different Married with Children cast members. That's right, you want to hear us review Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead? Little Giants? Dutch? Hell, we'll even review Hondo. How about our future Spotlight specials where we highlight one Married with Children cast member and explore their life and career? We will even have Married with Children commentary tracks. Watch an episode along with us. Remember guys, this is a weekly show, so you get all that for only $1.25 per show. Yes guys, all that is available for just $5 a month. You can't do $5 a month or don't want the bonus content and just want to support the show and buy us a girly girl beer and throw us $1 or $2 a month? If 500 of you did that, we wouldn't have to eat toaster shakens or Tang Wipe. So please, consider becoming a patron and support your favorite podcast. Patreon.com/marriedwithchildrenpodcast.
Thanks, Dad.
Well, he wrote Married Without Children, Girls Just Want to Have... Oh, he's a story editor. Now, teleplay. Okay, story editor. He just edits a lot of these.
I know he was, like, involved with the show a lot. This is not the first time we've had his names, but, like, there's just some weird jokes. Like, I thought the first time they made the selling of organs joke fine, but then when Al just randomly brings up at the gas station who was rubbing his eyes and the guy said he owned them.
Oh, Peg, you know, funny thing happened. I was at the gas station the other day and... I was rubbing my eyes. This mechanic came over to me and he said, "Don't do that, I own those." What do you think he meant?
Well, you know how foreigners are, honey. They think they own everything.
Like, that one I was just like, guys, you did not need to call back to that. That was just weird. Who does that?
It couldn't be any worse than anything that's on Roseanne, Moonlighting, or 30-something.
Okay, out of these 3 shows, I've seen Roseanne. I've never seen Moonlighting. Have you?
No.
Do you know anything about it?
Yeah. Moonlighting is a comedy drama mystery that aired from 1985 to 89. So that joke was only good for about 5 months. It had 66 episodes, and it starred Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis.
Oh.
As private detectives, and the show was like a mixture of drama, comedy, romance, and it was considered to be one of the first successful and influential examples of comedy drama, or dramedy, emerging as a distinct television genre. So that's that. Now, the show 30-something, that actually aired from 87, the same as the Bundys, to only 91. It's the story of baby boomers that are living in their 30s in Philadelphia.
Alrighty then. And of course, they had Roseanne because they were taking a shot at Roseanne because Roseanne is here because of Married with Children. I think the 2 show writers...
well, they tried to hire her and she said no.
Yeah, I think this is why this was them taking shot. This is them putting their personal grudges into the show.
Right. And whoever doesn't know Roseanne, that's Roseanne Barr and all that, and it's basically a grounded version of Married with Children, but in that show, the wife is the central focal point, and in Married with Children, it's the husband, Al. But, both spouses are in it frequently, but those were the focuses, though.
He's in there breaking in the Ferguson as we speak. Must be having fun. He's been in there for over an hour. How was it, Al?
I don't know, Peg. I'm constipated. This is the worst day of my life. I wonder if this ever happened to Dad.
Do you want me to undercook you some chicken, honey?
No, but thanks anyway, Peg. It'll take something a lot stronger than raw chicken to get me fixed up.
And now, stay tuned for the rest of our exciting ABC lineup. Roseanne, Moonlighting, and the award-winning 30-something.
Ron and Michael really wanted to put this shot in.
Right. Like, he basically is saying the ABC lineup is like a laxative to Al.
Yes.
We get the greatest ending joke of Al flushing the toilet, and then the Buckingham Fountain that's located in Chicago that you see in the beginning of every single episode. They actually took that. Here we are in season 3, and they said, you know what? Let's implement that in an episode. We should have, like, Al, because, Al's joke was sort of always to go to the bathroom. Even in the Elvis episode, he goes, let's do something Al Bundy likes to do, and then he went upstairs to go to the bathroom. I believe it happened in season 1 and 2 also at some point. Something about when Al loses his cherry when he's in Luke's apartment, and then she goes, yeah, very big, strong forearms, and he goes, yeah, and she goes, it must be all that flushing. So he was always like a bathroom guy for some reason. So they decided to use the intro fountain as set piece for this episode. I wonder what went into that, like if they had to call and get this thing to get shut off, and if they had to get a permit to, Isn't
it this, like, the exact same clip from the beginning, just extended?
Well, isn't it, like, off in the very beginning, then it goes on?
Maybe, but it's probably one of those fountains that, like, either it doesn't run all the time, or maybe they did get permission to stop it and start it back on. I assume it probably doesn't run 24/7, or it has, like, sometimes they have it running, sometimes they have it starting and stopping for effect, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
But it's a different angle, so we can't say that they just reversed the film or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they actually did film this. They actually made that happen. So, yep, so that's it. So Al has his bathroom and used it, and we'll be right back after this.
Now that's a man's flush.
No Ma'am will be right back to wrap up this week's review. Be sure to join their Facebook group page for all the podcast news and updates. Just type in www.facebook.com/groups/marriedwithchildrenpodcast. Be sure to subscribe to them on iTunes and please leave a review telling them what you think of the show. To subscribe to their YouTube channel, just go to channels and search up Married with Children Podcast. You can email them at marriedwchildrenpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for checking out this review. Now the guys are going to give their final thoughts and ratings of this week's episode.
All right, guys, time to give ratings for Dump of My Own. How many bawooshes are we giving this episode out of 5? Jerry, how many bawooshes out of 5 are you giving this episode?
I'm giving it 3 out of 5. It was an okay episode. There's nothing bad in it. It's just there's no real laugh out loud moments for me. It's really solid writing, and there are some good jokes, but it's all the non-toilet humor stuff. That the toilet humor was just way too much in this episode. This Al was just weird and creepy to me. I really question him and his dad's relationship right now. Like, who takes their son to a toilet factory and on the way there won't let him go to the bathroom because they're like, no, you have to wait. Why are you so obsessed with toilets? What, like, is this it creeps me out. I don't understand it, but it's not a bad episode. It's just really weird, and it's hard to review and hard to talk about. I feel uncomfortable. I would feel more comfortable in the bathroom at the Jiggly Room than on a Ferguson right now.
Yeah, this episode, I almost want to take away a lot of points for how out of character Al is and how not cool he is here. Usually when he's in his own little world, even when it's Hondo or whatever, not that I'm into Hondo, but I can at least appreciate it, and it's still cool because I know what he means because I'm into some stuff that everybody thinks is old and stupid, so I can appreciate that. But being so pointed in this toilet thing, and this weird lines like if Ferguson could talk, the tales it would tell, and just a lot of other things that we mentioned. It's just so, I don't know, man. It's just not my kind of thing. But I loved the opening with the chicken, Chernobyl, and even, I love the selling the organ donations. And there was some funny moments with the toilet bowl, I guess. Him sitting on it was just so odd and weird. I just didn't even know what to make of it.
It's not a bad episode. It's not a good episode, but it's like I couldn't rate this under a 3 because I didn't feel like there was things wrong with it. It was just too weird, though. Thinking about your whole point of how off Al is.
Right.
See, because for me, I was taking this as, okay, this is what Alex told me, that it's going to get out there. That the jokes are going to get more nonsensical, like, as we go on. But you're telling me that even for that, this is too far out?
Yeah.
Wow, maybe I should go to a 2.5.
I think I'm going to.
You know what? I'm going with you.
Yeah.
Take down my rating as a 2.5. I thought that this was I was giving them a 3 on the whole. There was nothing wrong with the episode per se.
Right.
But for me, but for you, if you're telling me this is out of character for Al, I have to take the expert's opinion here.
Yeah.
I was trying to give it
the benefit of the doubt. Yeah.
The benefit of the doubt, yes.
But there's no point to it, no.
No, so 2.5 for me, 2.5 for you.
All right, guys, well, there you have it. That was Dump of My Own, and this episode took a dump. Sorry. Listen, we love... Yeah.
I just remembered something. You said there was no under 3 rated episodes in this season.
Yeah, I guess.
And this episode is so bad that you couldn't even remember it.
No.
I can't go as low as a 2 because there are some things I really do like, so I can't flat out say I just do not like it.
Right. I'm in between don't like it and like it.
I'm in between don't like it and I don't want to be mean.
Right, me too. So, guys, we won't be too mean next week as we review Season 3, Episode 6, Her Cups Runneth Over. Al must go to a far-off lingerie outlet store to buy a discontinued brassiere for Peggy.